So in this video I'm going to be going over the key mistakes that most people make when they first get into dropshipping and ecom. First things first is Facebook ad account bans. I see this all the time. I know they can happen accidentally sometimes, but most of the time the reason that these bans are happening are because you're running ads that are not compliant with Meta. You need to always make sure that your scripts, your videos, your text on screen is all Meta compliant. So always use things like ChatGPT, give it your script, give it a picture of your video, make sure you don't have anything that could be against Meta policies, because you're probably not going to know what's against Meta policies as a beginner. So leverage AI platforms such as ChatGPT. We always do this with our ads. We just give it the script, give it our text on screen hook variations and just ask it, is this Meta compliant? If it is, perfect. If it isn't, it's going to spit us out the correct version that it is Meta compliant, and we can make sure that the ads don't get banned, don't get rejected. And we've always run our own personal ad accounts that we've built up over the years and have never ever got an ad ban. You don't want to be having to pay for agency ad accounts and spending money on top ups and things like that. So avoid getting banned on Facebook as a beginner, which ties into the next point. You don't want to be getting any Shopify payment holds either. And again, this can happen as a beginner. You could get like 20% hold on funds if you are just starting your dropshipping store, you're new to Shopify, they don't know who you are, they don't know if you're going to be fulfilling orders. Just make sure when you are first starting out your store that you don't have a poor product. Don't find something on TikTok and go to AliExpress. Make sure that you vet your supplier, you make sure you read the reviews, go on Amazon and try and find the same product and just read the reviews of it. If it is a poor product in terms of quality, I would be hesitant to actually run it, because you're just going to get far too many chargebacks that are going to lead to Shopify payment holds. You're not going to be able to scale sustainably, and then you could actually get potentially banned from Shopify payments, which you don't want, because you want to be having a long-term plan in place. And if you get banned on Shopify payments, you're not going to be able to build more stores in the future. You're going to have to use things like Stripe, which I've heard are pretty dog shit, to be honest. And you'll get like Stripe holds for like 6 to 12 months, and you don't want that. You want to be running an actual legit business. Next thing, don't scale too fast. That just basically ties into all of these points here, because if you scale too fast as a beginner, you might not have the capital to keep going with the ads, you might not have things like credit cards yet. So if you scale too fast, you're going to be sending out a very, very bad product to customers with potentially slow shipping times, which is going to lead to Shopify payment holds, and then you could get potentially banned on Facebook because customers are not receiving the products, and it can just go to shit very, very quick, and I have seen it happen before. So we've always done things very, very slow. We scaled slow and make sure that our product's good. We have our own agent. I know that you won't have that to begin with, but just make sure that you're using a supplier. Even if it is AliExpress to begin with, order your product in to your house, see what it's like in person. If it's bad quality, don't sell it, don't risk it. Just to make some money in the short term is not worth it to have all of this banned long term. Plus, if you order it into your house, you can then make content with it, shoot your own B-roll, make your own UGC, so there's multiple benefits to that as well, but mainly so that you don't get banned on Shopify and Facebook ads. And lastly, you don't want to be ignoring customer service. I've actually been quite bad for this when I first started out, and that's why I'm telling you not to do so. Make sure you're on top of your customer service until you could afford to get a VA. A VA should only cost like, what, $4 an hour, so it shouldn't be long until you can get a VA, like maybe 20 to 30 orders a day. But before that, make sure that you're doing your customer service. What are people complaining about? Is it long shipping times? Is it poor quality product? Is there something that's not quite right about the product? Make sure that you're doing your customer service. You're going to understand how the customers react in certain situations, and then that'll help you for when you do get a VA, you could train them and give them responses and processes to follow, because you're not going to know your product inside out. And if you do ignore your customer service, again, it's just going to lead to chargebacks. You'll get payment holds, you'll get ad account bans, and yeah, all round, don't do it. I've done it in the past. Luckily, I didn't get any bans or Shopify payment holds, but I just think it's not right to ignore customers. If you were buying something yourself, you want to be kept in the loop. Most times, like if we face things like shipping delays, for example, we always just tell the customer through email, and like 90% of the time they understand and won't complain because they're kept in the loop at all times. Like they know what's going on with their order and they kind of understand the issues. People don't like being ignored, so make sure that you always answer your emails. All of this here can lead to just a constant cycle of new ad accounts, finding new payment processors, and selling poor quality products essentially, which you do not want under any circumstance at all, for the reasons that I stated before. You'll be paying like €500 a month for agency ad accounts. You'll be having to pay like a 3% top-up fee. It's just a nightmare. You don't want this extra expense on your business. You want to be doing everything in-house yourself with your own ad account and the native Shopify payments, because it is just the best. You could sell into any market. It's going to auto-convert currencies. It's just the best payment processor to have. Because of all of this, you want to build a long-term plan. We're only using dropshipping short-term because then it can bring us in cash that we could deploy into an actual brand with a custom product with long-term value and customers' repeat purchases. With dropshipping, you're mainly just doing it for one purchase. You're not going to get any return purchases, which is not utilising Facebook's ad platform to the best of its abilities. So you want to build long term, have a vision to bring in cash through dropshipping, but eventually maybe want to launch a supplement company or a software brand. I don't know, it could be anything, but make sure you have a long term vision with a product in mind, so that say you could make 100k, you could put 50k into your own brand with custom packaging, custom product, etc. Always plan to brand your current dropshipping stores as well. This is something that we didn't do in the beginning, but now we always have custom packaging. We have like custom packets for like small upsell products and stuff as well. So I think this just adds to the customer experience, so that then when they receive the product, they're less likely to do chargebacks and things like that. So you're going to avoid payment holds and any issues on that side, because you're getting the customers receiving a branded product and not just like a shitty box from China, which I have dealt with in the past. And when I've received it as a return, I've been like, what is that? If I received that, I'd be sending it back as well. So make sure that if you can, once you start to see a bit of scale, message your agent and just ask them like, can we get custom packaging for this product? Is it going to cost any extra? In most cases, it's not going to cost you any extra at all. It's just, you just need to make the design, they need to communicate with the factory, and then they could just go out and get the custom packaging made for you. You might have to order a larger amount of stock, but long term it's going to pay off in terms of having custom packaging. I kind of talked about this already. You want to avoid this through having a solid product, have excellent customer service, have compliant ads through Meta, make sure you run your scripts through ChatGPT, and scale slowly with good margins. Know your margins inside out, and make sure you avoid all the unnecessary expenses like the agency ad accounts, going to different payment processors, etc. Then last but not least, this is just like a bonus thing that we found to help us quite a lot. Make sure you build your email flows. Don't just focus on your ads and your website. Make sure you build email flows as well. So have the standard ones like a welcome flow that just sends the customer like a 5-10% off email, then a follow-up email giving them a reminder that their code's still in use, and then you could give another follow-up with follow our social medias, etc, etc, new product releases and stuff like that. Next, abandoned cart. Very, very simple. There's lots of YouTube tutorials online on why you need an abandoned cart to make like a lot of recovered sales through people who just go to checkout. We have like a 5 to 6 part abandoned cart where we run through a process between at the start, no discount, second email, slight discount, third email, further discount, so on, and then at the very end we offer like free products and stuff like that. So all of those emails generate sales, so it's important to have at least a 5 to 6 part abandoned cart email flow. And these ones here are very, very important. So review flows. So what we do is we send an email 14 days out after they purchased, and it's basically just like an order check-in, where we ask them what did they think of the product, was there anything wrong with it, and then we put like 4 smiley faces, so like one like that, one medium, sad, blah blah blah. And then each of these faces has their own individual link. So the two happy faces here links to either your Trustpilot, or you could even link it to your own review platform on your Shopify, like Judge.me or Looks. These ones here go to an empty review form that they could leave the review, which you can then deal with. They're on a manual publish, so that basically no one's going to see them. You could deal with them, you could drop them an email and sort that out through emails, give them a refund on the product, give them a replacement. And that's a great way that we've been able to get in a lot of great reviews. And you could even follow on from that as well to get more content. So say they leave a really good review, you could then follow up with another email saying like, we'll give you another free product or 30% off your order if you could give us like a photo review or even a video review as well, so you can get some natural content, B-roll, anything like that. And yeah, we've been using that quite a lot, and it's great to get content. Lastly, shipping delay emails, so things like Chinese New Year. If you have like issues with these tariffs that are coming out, make sure you have a shipping delays flow that gets sent out like 1-2 days after a purchase, just letting the customer know, saying we've experienced delays with your order, don't worry, it's on the way, you're going to get your tracking number shortly, but expect a little bit of delay. 95% of the time people are going to be fine with that as well. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully you were able to take some value away from that. I kind of rambled my way through this, but this is very, very important, and you want to avoid all of these things when you are just starting out. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'm going to leave my link to the free school community below, and if you enjoyed, leave a comment, leave a like, and I'll see you in the next video.